Overall, how would you say you were out there tonight? Do you think it was a pretty good event for you girls? And overall, how can you build off of this to the next meet against Temple?
There were definitely some highlights that we had today, but there were also some things that we need to get into the gym and work on. Like particularly, I would say bars and beam, but I do think like our vault and floor performance was very good. So I think we just need to learn from kind of the mistakes that we made today and be able to apply those when we go to Temple next week.
Yeah, I would agree. I think usually we always end up having a really good start, and I think we end up losing it somewhere in between, and then we end really good. So I think for Temple, I think something that we're definitely going to focus on is keeping that same energy throughout the whole meet, shooting for the best scores and shooting for the best routines we can put out there.
What are some things that you're going to work on for the next event whenever you do go to Philadelphia against Temple?
I would say landings for sure, handstands on bars, and also just confidence. Like when you lack that confidence, that's when you tend to make mistakes or fall or something like that. So we just need to like believe in ourselves, and we're gonna do better.
Yeah, I would agree. Landings for sure. I mean, I'm a vaulter. That's my event. I also tumble those, so I get floor and vault. For sure, outside looking at it, we definitely need to hone in on those perfect landings because I think that's where they got us, and that's where we kind of lost a couple easy tens against Western today. So for sure that for Temple.
So we have a lot going on today. It's your pink meet. It's National Girls and Women's Sport Day. I guess let's go one by one. Megan, then Kat. What does being a women in sport mean to you after just competing in the meet today with what today is?
I mean, I think women's sports now are starting, it's like coming on the rise, and it's not something that people really appreciated as much before. But gymnastics is fun to watch. Like, people need to come out to our meets. It's exciting. But yeah, being able to influence these little girls that come, like we're doing a clinic after today, and I know they're gonna love being able to be on our equipment and stuff. So being able to be like an inspiration to those people is really like special.
Oh yeah, and I would agree. Being a woman in sports is such an incredible privilege that we didn't always have as women. So I think that looking at it now, what I get to do, who I get to do it in front of, to like the level and the difficulty, like I think it's just amazing, and it really does mean the world to me, and it has the past 4 years. So I'm just really thankful that, especially now, BGSU gymnastics is getting a lot more spotlight, and I think that it's gonna just continue to keep growing, and I'm excited.
What kind of inspiration and perspective do you think you'll have today with the kids clinic after here?
I mean, I think just like letting them know like this is what, like, if this is your goal, like, you can achieve it. So being able to, I mean, they're going to get to go on the equipment that we got to compete on. Like, that's so cool. I wish I could have done that when I was watching meets when I was a kid. So, yeah, just to tell them, like, hey, anything's possible. Like, you can get here, too, and it's super fun, so.
I also think just as little girls, like seeing us at the college level, like being around us is cool for them. I think they'll look at it and they'll be like, oh, we're hanging around them, and it'll like keep pushing and motivating them to like really push for the idea that, that someday could be me. And I think that in itself is such an incredible opportunity we get as women's sports.
And then how meaningful is it to have your Think Pink meet today?
For me, I lost my grandmother to breast cancer 2 years ago. So every time we have one of these meets, like it really hits home. I can go out and do it for her. So I'm super glad we got to do this year.
I personally don't have anyone that I like family-wise that it affects, but I know a lot of my teammates do, and it's just incredible that we get to highlight that and really remember the fight that these women have to do.
Just this overall thoughts, just being back, at Stroh, just had a pretty good crowd, especially considering the weather out there. Think Pink,
Yeah.
celebrating National Girls and Women's Sports. Just kind of overall thoughts of just the whole thing.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, for the weather this morning, like, thanks to everyone that came out and still supported us in this journey that we're on in this season. So that's super exciting to be able to have this fan base and to see, obviously we're running that kids clinic right now after this meet, and just to see that there are so many of them out there that have stayed and want to be a part of this and enjoy this time with our athletes. I can't thank everyone enough for being able to have that support piece, and especially to be able to celebrate these athletes and recognizing that at one point they were these little girls that were falling in love with these gymnasts and aspiring to be them. So I'm glad to be able to put that out there for these young ones to see, but also our own athletes to be able to see who their supporters are.
Katrina just continues to anchor vault. How's her progress been? She didn't start out in the lineup the first week, but just coming back from injury, missing a whole year. Just talk about her performance.
Yeah, honestly, that was a beautiful vault today. Like for her, she knows that she can get up there and be able to hit something clean. It's more just making sure that she doesn't over try to do something too perfectly. So it's just reminding her to be like, hey, Kat, just breathe, be in the moment of everything, so that way she can be able to let the vault shine and be able to know like she can do this week in and week out for our vault team. And that's what kind of has that ability for us to be able to continue to build with our vault team in general. We're someone that's continued to do very well on that event, and I'm very proud of everyone that's stepped up to be out there. And like maybe some of the scores didn't reflect the work that we've been doing, but I personally feel like our vaults looked a little bit cleaner and our landings looked a little bit cleaner today. But those are those things that we'll continue to focus on, so that way we can keep helping those scores build.
Megan Bingham's been very steady in the all around, and she had another solid performance today. Just missed out on taking the all around crown. Her kind of leadership from a standpoint, because we do have a lot of younger gymnasts in the lineups. Just talk about her a little bit.
Megan Bingham's someone that can go up and just do her job. I truly feel like her passion for the sport is what continues to motivate her to want to do as well as she is doing. And she knows that there are times where she's like, dang, could have done that a little bit differently. But I'm like, you know what? That's why we're part of a team, is that we want to make sure that our other athletes are continuing to watch how she is confident and consistent and be able to build off that piece. And just for her to be able to go up and week in and week out be as solid as she is, couldn't ask for more from her. So love the way that she's being able to be that leader and kind of take ownership of her own gymnastics. And I truly believe that that's helping our underclassmen be able to just rely on that piece and see how they want to be like her, but in their own versions of it all.
Kira, same thing, kind of just anchoring floor. She just had another great routine tonight. Just, what does she bring to, to the team? Even, she does do vault and she does, bars as well.
Yeah. Kira's just someone that, like her passion is strong for this sport. And it's just awesome to be able to see, like talking to her, she's just like smiling, she's bubbly. And it makes my heart feel all warm and fuzzy inside being able to like talk to her before. She's like, yeah, I'm just here to have fun. Like I'm here to enjoy it all. And so for her to go up and hit her 3 events again, week in and week out, she's capable of a little bit more difficult of a bar routine. But right now for where we're at, she's doing exactly what this bar team needs. And what that shows me is that she's willing to be that team player piece. We know she can do something a little bit different, but what's needed right now is what she's doing, and to be able to execute it as flawlessly as she is, that speaks volumes to her character and her person. So being able to just go out and just have fun, and I believe she won floor, correct? Like just be able to just bring the house down with that floor routine. So yeah.
MAC meet with Western Michigan, kind of the whole year is kind of up to the crescendo being the MAC championship. So obviously that's what you all are building towards. How's the competition from these MAC meets, help you in that process of just getting better each week?
Yeah, honestly, being able to have this, it gives us the ability to put eyes on what all these schools are doing. Obviously, we're in a sport that we're not studying an offense or we're not studying a defense. We're not trying to compete against one vault to another. We're trying to see where they're at and what their gymnastics looks like and what we need to do in order to continue to clean up and be strong and confident in what we're doing. So being able to just go out there and recognize that like we'll see these teams again. We know we have another shot at going against them, and having that redemption piece, or having that piece where it's like, you know what? We're competitive with them. We just had one little thing that maybe we didn't have on today that we put together at MAC Championships, and then it's anyone's game at that point. So being able to have this is really pushing us to recognize that we are competitive with these schools. We have to continue to execute our game plan and make sure that we are staying confident, staying positive, and being hungry to be able to attack each and every meet.
Last question for me, Temple next week. It's an opponent that at least your team hasn't competed against at all in their career. Just what's that opportunity like to go someplace new, kind of get out of conference and just the next step in the process?
Yeah, honestly, it's great to be able to get out in front of other eyes, like other sets of judges in a different part of the country. Obviously, judges are kind of intermixed together, but it's something to be able to go out and be confident again in what we're doing. We have the ability to have a different rotation that we haven't had in a couple weeks, but it's just only preparing us for, again, where we need to be and what we need to do, and kind of throwing all these scenarios at us to be prepared for when conference comes up and knowing where we start and where we got to finish and everything. So I'm excited to be able to go out to Temple and see this team and know that we had the ability to just go out and be competitive with them as well.
Yeah. Fia and Tegan, they hit 2 career highs today in the balance beam. Talk about a little bit of the leadership and just what you bring to the table to go ahead to be able to get the most out of all your athletes and gymnasts here at BGSU.
Yeah, so the biggest thing we continue to try to help them with is recognize that this isn't their first go around of the sport. This isn't their first time of competing. Really trusting their training and building that confidence and instilling that in them, that one bad turn, one bad day doesn't define us. So it's making sure that we continue to reiterate that every day. And I understand, like, we still have some mistakes that are out there, but like our beam team, when we're on fire. Like, we hit and we know what we are very much capable of. And I think that's a piece where those athletes have done the work to be able to make sure that they're setting themselves up to go out there and be like, no, don't take this away from me. I'm going to get up there. I'm going to be strong. I'm going to be confident. And that's what we're trying to make sure that we continue to still instill in them every day, that we are a team. We have to make sure that we're a united front to be able to be successful.
Do you have any experiences with National Women's Day at all? Do you have anything to say about young women that want to get into coaching gymnastics at all, or just be in the sports world in general?
Yeah, honestly, it's amazing to be able to get out there and work with such powerful and strong women. Like, we're at a level where we're helping them not only be successful in the gym, but out of the gym, and being able to use our own experiences to be able to show them, like, things aren't always easy. It's always kind of an uphill battle, but we're continuing to lay that groundwork to be able to help what's next for the future of women in sports. Like, it's a very exciting time for us to be able to build upon and just make sure that we're putting it out there that we are strong women that are in the sport. And I mean, I have an all-female staff. Like, I have something that provides that maybe a little bit different piece than some programs right now, and I'm proud of it. I'm proud to be able to say, like, I've worked my butt off to be able to be in this role. Has it been easy? No, but I'm willing to share my journey with these athletes and be able to let them know that you're gonna have some bumps in the road, but you know what? You gotta make sure that you stay confident in yourself, and there will be 100 no's, but that one yes can just change everything in an instant. So, you know, being able to be a part of something for National Girls and Women's Sports Day, and also for like the Pink Meet for breast cancer awareness, like, these are those things that we have to make sure we put out there to support each other. Like, women supporting women in this world of college athletics, you know, it's growing, it's getting better, but it's still tough out there sometimes. But I'm proud to be a part of it. I'm proud of my staff, and I'm proud of this team for being able to want to be a part of this and celebrating each and every journey that's out there.